What up, Nate?
Whoa, man. How's it going? What's up with the uniform?
Good, man. You said you wanted to talk fantasy football. It's my fantasy to play football. Professional football.
All right. Well, I was talking more about my book about fantasy football. You know, the one that all the kids are playing.
Oh. I loved your first book, Slow Getting Up. That was awesome. This one's called Fantasy Man, a former NFL player's descent into the brutality of fantasy football. What's so brutal about it?
Nothing. It's supposed to be ironic. You know, playing football, actual thing is brutal. But after I stopped playing, my buddies who I grew up with, high school and college, they played fantasy football. They asked me to come and play with them. At first I said no, because like you, I thought it was stupid. Yeah. But then I started playing with them and I had fun with it, but I realized that it was a good kind of template to tell a story between the fantasy and the reality. Former NFL guy plays fantasy football with his buddies. I pitched the idea and they bought the book.
I'm going to read a few quotes from the book and just get your reaction, if you don't mind.
Do it.
I used highlighter.
You
and I did the what's that called?
Rabbit ear or
no, ear horn?
No, it's not ear horn. Dog ear, that's what it is.
It's been 6 years since I've worn an NFL helmet. Time passes like a freight train. Each day I drift farther from the tracks, farther from the life I lived as NFL guy. That psychopath who ran headfirst into other people for money. But it never really leaves you, the psychopath. He pops up from time to time. This is dark.
Yeah, dark. Yeah, man. I mean, football players are trained to attack people, and we get desensitized to it. And then out here in the real world, I don't get to do that anymore. You know, and so it still lives in there, bubbling underneath. Sometimes when I'm driving in traffic and somebody just doesn't use their blinker.
So what's your outlet? Do you have an outlet now? Getting fights and stuff?
No, but I'm thinking about it. This team, they've been waiting for a leader like you.
Yeah.
All their lives.
Yeah.
I see it in your eyes.
Yeah.
You're that man. You're that man. Go.
I don't have a mouthpiece. I don't have a mouthpiece. Despite all the conjecture, injuries are the deciding factor in fantasy football. The health of the player is all important. Think of it. We are monitoring another human's physical health so that we may win a computer game. That is perfect. That is fantasy football.
It really is. And it's like, my entertainment's more important than his health now.
And then you get mad when a guy tears an ACL or an Achilles.
Oh yeah, and we attack him on Twitter for it. It really puts players in a position where they're going to start hating what they do for a living. And you know, these guys who are playing football, living the dream, they should be enjoying it, right? And not being bombarded by the opinions of some fantasy football player in Kansas who's pissed because his buddy beat him.
We are teeing up our quarterbacks and swinging away with a spiked, blanking bat. The more we make rules to protect them, the louder they will shatter. There has to be another way. What the hell are you talking about here?
I think the quarterback position in the NFL is overvalued.
Okay.
Last year is a perfect case study. Peyton Manning, who statistically was inept, according to the wisdom of the masses.
17 interceptions.
Right. Super Bowl champion, winning quarterback. I just think the quarterback is becoming too fragile, too marketed.
Too dependent.
If one guy goes down, the whole team collapses. I don't think the Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, elite quarterback, franchise quarterback thing is the wave of the future. I think you need to put your young athletes out there and find a way to let them succeed instead of telling them how it's got to be when you're a quarterback.
That's a great point, because it seems like the Denver Broncos has bucked the trend here. They got a kid that's a 7th-round draft choice that never played in the NFL, making his first start on the road last week, and he played wonderfully.
Right, and it takes some of the attention away from that position, you know? It can spread it out a little bit.
This, in my opinion, is the book in a nutshell. Quote, Roger Goodell is the arch villain in the modern football saga, but I've also been told that he's a nice guy. Yeah, right. How can he be nice? He is the slimy politician. He is the snake in the grass. He is the prison warden. He is my oppressor. He does not care if I live or die. I'm going to tell him what I think. I'm going to make sure he listens. How you going to do that?
That's the thing. Like players, we don't know how to tell them. We don't know how to express ourselves. And does anybody really want to listen? But let's be real. I mean, Roger Goodell is the figurehead, but is he really making the decisions? I don't know. There are 32 owners who are much more powerful than him and have a lot more money than him who tell him what the agenda is. He's the politician who has to go out there and say it.
Can I buy you a coffee?
Yeah, man.
that cream crab. Blue latte. Nate'll take a macchiato small. Macchiato small. Say, Omaha, hey. If the Broncos were to give me a full uniform, I'd wear it. But the Cardinals gave me full uniform. So I'm wearing the Cardinals uniform.
Looks great on you.
What's up, Nate?
What's up, buddy?
I think I stepped on the dog. Just kidding. You don't know who I am. Von Miller. Nice to meet you.
Momentarily.
Do you have a turkey prevalent with example? That's fine. Yeah. Mark's coming down here.
Oh, good.
Oh my God, that's so hot.